What we'll do here, Brian, is we'll do 2 push presses and then 2 push jerks. And we'll just step right in. And this is a relatively light weight for Brian, but he's going to utilize, he'll demonstrate a push press, dip and drive, finish that overhead support position. Now he'll do a push jerk, which will increase the speed of movement and the explosiveness. Excellent. Nice job, thank you. Before we conclude with the push jerk, we'd like to demonstrate proper spotting procedure. We'll have Coach Frazier and myself will spot Brian. When you're executing a push jerk, it's critical that the athletes that are spotting are focused on the athlete, because if we make a mistake, the athlete could get hurt. Brian will step forward. Frazier will be on one side, I'll be on the other side. I'll stand adjacent to the athlete, and I get my eyes on that bar. He's going to dip and drive, and we're going to grab the bar and help him return it to his shoulders. We're going to grab that bar and pull it right down. When he's done, we'll say rack it, and we'll rack it up. Now, again, and the other thing I want to emphasize, as we demonstrate this exercise, Brian is facing out from the rack. Typically, if we are training, our athletes will face towards the rack. The only reason we're doing it that way is so we can get it filmed properly and make it a good teaching tape. But just again, our athletes will face in towards the rack when they execute this push jerk. Now, as we conclude our Olympic movements, I just want to emphasize a few things. When we're executing the Olympic movements, it's important that we do a good job of displaying proper starting position by setting our core, hip width base, a base that will allow us to apply maximum force against the ground. It's important that we do a good job of demonstrating and executing the power position, and then third, the triple extension position, and then fourth, that support position or the catch position. And the catch position will be the same in the snatch and the jerk, but obviously it will vary because you'll catch in the front squat position on that hang clean. With the Olympic lifts, always be concerned with safety. You're looking for speed of movement. We're training the nervous system. It's more important that we execute those 4 positions properly and then we move through them with proper posture, proper technique, and also explosively at the same time. If it looks bad, it probably is. With a young developmental athlete, we're better off taking weight off the bar and reinforcing good technique than we are emphasizing adding extra weight. Okay, it's important that we maintain excellent technique and excellent speed of movement. After completion of the Olympic movements and the ground-based explosive exercises, we'll move on to our squat progression. First, I just want to cover 5 points as to why we squat to parallel. First and foremost, it's important to squat to a parallel position, that meaning the femur parallel to the ground, because we're athletes first and we need to develop the functional flexibility to squat to parallel with our heels flat and our torso upright. You will see this throughout the squat progression as we teach you with our athletes. Secondly, in order to develop the posterior chain, the muscles of the glutes and the hamstrings, it's critical that we squat to a parallel position. It's these muscles that will greatly enhance our ability to jump high and to run fast. The third is lean body mass gain. As you squat through a full range of motion, you'll greatly enhance your lean body mass gain. Okay, that's a fancy way of saying you're going to make muscle. Okay, you're going to increase your muscle size through squatting through a full range of motion. The fourth is knee joint stability. By squatting through a full athletic range of motion, you'll greatly enhance your stability of your knee joint, reducing the risk of getting hurt. And the fifth point is safety. We all know that if we can load the bar to a very heavy load and execute a half squat, but that will not make us a better athlete. It won't improve our flexibility, it won't improve our posterior chain strength, it won't improve our knee joint stability, and it won't help us gain the lean body mass that a full range of motion will. It will only stroke our ego in the fact that we can squat more weight by cutting our range of motion short. We would rather see an athlete squat with less weight through a full athletic range of motion, because that's going to carry on and transfer over onto the field. All right, with the squat, we need to start out with our starting position. Our starting position will be one where our feet will be about shoulder width apart, toes pointed out slightly. We'll use a box here to help our athlete get into the proper position for the squat. With the heels flat and the torso upright, we'll start by setting our core again, abs tight and back tight. He'll initiate the movement by pushing his hips back and pushing his knees out to the side. as he squats down onto that box. The reason we'll use a 12-inch box is it'll put us in a position where our thighs are parallel to the ground. It's critical here, starting with the feet, that we have our heels flat. Our shins want to be vertical, straight up and down. We want to be careful. We do not want our knees to track out beyond our toes. We want our shin to be vertical. We want to sit down to parallel, keep the chest up, the torso is upright, and we want to look straight ahead. We do not want to look up. We want to maintain the strongest position of the spine is looking straight ahead. Now the athlete will stand up. Good starting position, feet shoulder width apart, toes slightly out. He'll set his core, push the hips back, knees out to the side. Shins are vertical, parallel position, chest up, head straight ahead, and he'll stand up. The box helps our athletes get a feel for the proper position. From the box, we'll progress over to a rack. And now we'll use a rack, same starting position. All right, setting that core, heels flat, pushing the hips back, knees out, chest is up, and he'll squat down to a parallel position. As a coach, I can step in. If he's tight in his hips and his knees start to come in a little bit, I can actually help improve his flexibility, stretching his hips out a little bit by pulling those knees out and teaching him the proper position by putting him in that proper position. And he'll stand up. Back down. And stand up. Okay. From there, we'll progress over to the bar. Mike will just walk out around and come back in from the back side. The first exercise we'll do with the barbell is actually a freehand squat. Okay. And before we move into that, we like to front squat our athletes initially. Our developmental athletes are required to execute the front squat properly before they move into a back squat. The front squat helps emphasize a few things, okay? One, it helps force our athletes to keep their chest up, which is the proper way to squat. When the barbell is on the back, sometimes it encourages an athlete to drop their chest and to use too much low back in executing the movement. It also increases the risk of injury. So Mike, in order to move into the front squat, we'll start with a freehand squat. There's a natural groove in there where the bar is going to fit, okay? And it's right there where the front delt and the clavicle kind of tie in. With his thumbs up, he's going to step forward. And we do this freehand squat because it forces Mike to squat with his chest up and a good upright torso. Good starting position. All right, shoulder width, toes slightly out, setting the core. He's going to squat down and keep those hands straight out in front of him. If he were to drop his chest right here, what we'd find out is that the bar would roll forward. And if it rolls forward, it tells us that he's not doing a good job keeping his torso upright. So he'll do 5 reps there. And we'll rack the weight. Some common problems we have with flexibility can be corrected through some of the mobility work that you saw earlier in the DVD. Okay, when we're going through the hurdle work, the tube walk work is excellent. Also by executing the box squat and the rack squat and getting in there with the athlete and helping them execute the proper position, that's going to improve his hip flexibility. Basic ankle stretches on a slant board or hanging off the platform can help improve Achilles flexibility and ankle flexibility so they can squat properly as well. From the freehand squat, we'll move into the front squat, where now Mike will actually put his hands. And that's the added benefit of the front squat. It helps emphasize the front squat catch, which we use in our hang clean. Okay, we're looking for the arms to be parallel to the ground. Good start position. He sets his core, elbows up, heels are flat. Notice his shin angle is vertical and his torso is up strong. It's an excellent job. We'll rack the weight. If an athlete has trouble, a young athlete has trouble getting his hands in the right position, we'll utilize straps, okay, in order to get into that good front squat position. All we've done is take the hang clean straps, put them around the bar. This also can help in season if you have an athlete that has an injury in the hand or has any trouble in the wrist. Execute a good front squat by using those straps. And again, that's just a hang clean strap wrapped around the bar, if you can just zero in on that. Thanks, Bob. Now, after developing excellent technique in the front squat, we will progress to a back squat. There's no difference between the front squat and the back squat. The only difference is where the bar placement is. The technique is exactly the same. Mike will demonstrate the back squat. It's important with bar placement here. Mike pulls his scaps tight together. He spreads his chest. Notice how he has his hands in tight so he can support the bar and spread his chest and keep the scapula pulled tight together. We like our guys to have a moderate grip, not an exceptionally wide grip with that bar. And now the technique is the exact same as a front squat. Mike will execute it. Notice the upright torso. He's getting excellent depth, shin straight up and down, heels are flat. Thanks, Mike. That completes our squat progression. Again, it's critical that technique is emphasized over weight on the bar. Okay, if it looks bad, it is. Don't hesitate to take weight off the bar in order to make sure that you're executing the movement properly. After our double leg squat movements, we'll move to single leg movements. Single leg strength is critical to athletic success. It doesn't matter how much strength you can display in a double leg setting if you can't display that same amount of strength in a single leg setting. So often in football, whether you're blocking or tackling or cutting as a back or ball carrier, you're pushing off one leg at a time. These single leg exercises are going to help develop strength and stability on one limb. First exercise, dumbbell step up. Brian's going to demonstrate. It's important here you get the whole foot on the box. You maintain that upright torso. Just stand up, get both feet on the box up top. This exercise can be done with dumbbells or barbell. You can put the dumbbells down and just do the same thing with the barbell on the other side, Brian. We'll do dumbbell split squat. Same exercise now, just executed with a barbell. Next step in the progression, Brian, you can rack that. Right stand right where you are, James. Okay. This next exercise is a split squat. We'll execute it with dumbbells. It can be done with dumbbells or it can be done with barbells. Notice his front leg, his shin is straight up and down, and he's squatting to a parallel position with that front leg. You want your toes straight ahead, torso up, and the dumbbells should go straight up and down. You shouldn't lunge forward here. Okay, you should just strictly move up and down. The next step in the progression is to progress to a single leg bench squat. The back leg now goes up on the bench. This is the same exercise as your split squat. Go ahead, Frazier. The only difference is with the back foot up on the bench, it's just going to make it a little more difficult on that front leg. Again, notice the front shin is straight up and down. The next exercise here is the dumbbell lunge. We want to ensure the athlete takes a long enough stride that he can keep that front shin straight up and down. This is a little bit more demanding than the split squat and the single leg bench squat because your footprint is moving. Also, we want to make sure we keep that chest up. The exercise can be executed with dumbbells or a barbell. Tyler will move over and demonstrate this exercise with a barbell. Frazier. Long stride, toes straight ahead, front shin straight up and down, keep that torso tall. All right, rack it up. Okay, now we'll move on to a single leg squat. And in order to move into a single leg squat without support, we'll start by moving in with a little bit of support, and we'll use a rack to help maintain our balance. So Frazier will reach out and grab that bar, and he's going to do a single leg squat here. It's important to keep the heel flat. We want to get that front leg out in front. Just keep going. We'll do about 5 reps. Keep that front leg out front and the arm out front to maintain your balance. We want to squat down to a parallel position with that heel flat. That chest is up, and we want to maintain a vertical shin angle. As our athlete gets better and stronger at the single leg squat, we'll progress to a single leg squat without support. Now you'll see James is going to use 10-pound plates here because it's going to help his balance. Okay? And this is an advanced movement. It's the most difficult single leg movement that we do. After progressing from step-ups to split squats to lunges, we finally get to our most demanding movement, but it's also our most productive movement. This is a single leg squat. The weight actually helps him balance. You want to get that weight out front, get the off leg out front, maintain an upright torso, get that heel